I have to tell you how much I really enjoyed this movie, and
Cool.
you do this lawyer thing so well. Why is that?
I was headed towards law school in the University of Texas in 1989. So all of my courses, and that was my line, I was headed towards law school to be a criminal defense attorney. 89, 90, 91, and then had a change of heart middle of my junior year in 92
What
or
made you
90.
change your mind? What was it?
I wasn't sleeping well with the idea that if I graduate here and then I go to law school for 4 years, basically I'll be 28 years old before I get out and can make a mark in society. And I was like, that's all of your 20s.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that idea. I was like, I'd been doing a lot of writing at the time, and I was like, I got some things I'd like to say now, and how would I do that? And I had a buddy at NYU Film School who I admired what he was doing, and he said, why don't you try that out? And because my GPA was high, I got into film school. I didn't have any real art or film to show, but I got in, directed a horrible short film.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
And then, not many people have. And then I went that summer and kind of fell into the role of Wooderson in Dazed Confused,
Yeah.
which turned into 3 weeks' work, returned to school, film school, directed a couple of good documentaries, and then graduated and drove out to Hollywood then with the production assistant job. So the law thing, I instinctually land in the spot
Yeah.
of defense. If we
Well-
sat here for hours and debated something, I could take both sides, but I would instinctually come from the defense.
Well, what I really enjoyed about this movie, because I have to tell you, I was going the same route too. I always wanted to be a criminal lawyer when I was going through high school and stuff, and then this all came together. And but what I love about this movie is because he's a criminal lawyer with a conscience,
Mm-hmm.
and it really brings up that topic about how do these guys sleep with themselves, as you point out in the film. You know, in the elevator with with that guy, with the cop, and I go, how do they do it? You know?
Well, how do they do it? What's my opinion?
Yeah. It's hard.
All right, a conscience is one thing. I mean, I think everyone, if they have a pulse, has some sort of a conscience. You probably got to pull more weeds to get to some people's conscience than you do others. But truth be told, not many, very, very few clients are truly innocent. And every defense attorney knows that, I believe. The prosecution may be overcharging, but to come in and get a lesser charge is a victory for the defense because the client's probably guilty of
Yeah.
something to some extent.
Right.
Maybe not everything they're going for, but now, as you know, if you go to any jail, and I've been to quite a few, everybody's innocent.
Right.
They're all innocent.
Of course.
Well, that's not true. So it's not really. If these attorneys really had strong consciences, and it was the idealistic view of what's right and what's wrong, and what's guilty and what's innocent,
Yeah, they've never.
they couldn't really do their job.
Right.
I mean, that's what I thought it was about when I was heading towards law school. I had those idealistic views of it's black and it's white, and it's really not. The way the system works is not. It's not. There's a lot of spots where there's major loopholes, and it doesn't have to do with the common sense of knowing if someone's guilty or innocent. And the worst nightmare, though, which happens in this film, and it said the scariest client you can defend is an innocent one, is just that. Most of the clients that end up going to jail that a defense attorney defends is, like I said, somewhat guilty to some extent for something. But when you find out that there's one that is truly 100% innocent,
You got to think about that. Yeah.
how do you sleep with yourself?
Yeah, exactly. What I love about this too is that you play a really loving father in this film, and of course now this is the first film you're promoting as a dad. You know,
Yep.
it must be so awesome for you to have this to go home to.
Yeah, this to go home to, this to call in to, landing after you land, call in and talk for 5 minutes, see how the day's going with my son, talk to my daughter, hear her say whatever she says, or say, she seems to be sticking with Dad right now. That's a nice, that's a pump, you know. So they're back home. I have them, I have my family, but also, I'd say, you know, one of the first things I said is after first becoming a dad, I was like, yeah, 100%. You start traveling for we, and not just for me. Now, they're not physically with me now, but I've got both. I'm like a courier, and they're both on. Each one's on my hip right now, so everything I say and do is with them. I like how that feels.
I could see this character as either in a TV series or another film. Would you do him again?
If we could get the script right, I'd love to, and I don't see why we couldn't. I'd love to. It's ripe for a series. It's ripe for it 2, 3.
Like HBO or something.
Yeah, or another film.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Mickey Haller's fun.
I would love to. You were just shining in this film. I just thought you did.
Thank
such a
you
great
very
job.
much.
Congratulations. Always great talking
Appreciate
to you.
it.
Thank you.